Hey guys, Dan Heilman back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about a couple different things, some catalysts that are going to propel the price of Bitcoin and a lot of other cryptocurrencies very high. Bitcoin is easily going to hit $200,000 this year in my opinion, and I'm going to show you why I think that. So the very first thing is if we look at the 4-year cycles on a logarithmic chart, we have these cycles that are very repeatable. We have these different phases. We have a bear market that lasts about 1 year almost every single time. And then we have two portions of a bull market. And again, my target is up around 200, maybe $218,000. You can see that if we go over here as well on this chart, we have these beautiful little cycles that happen extremely repeatably. There we go. So I am thinking maybe October-ish, plus or minus a month or two. And we are looking to top around there. That is my target sometime around the end of this year. So if you are wanting to take some profits from your Bitcoin, I would suggest you potentially hold some of it. But if you do want to try to do some sort of trading, even if you can sell within 30% of the top and buy back in within 30% of the bottom, you usually do quite well. Now, will this work forever? Who knows? This may not work forever. These 4-year cycles may end once we kind of get some mainstream adoption. But right now, retail is gone. They've been shaken out by this big dip here. The search terms for Bitcoin is extremely low, and there's a lot of catalysts that are happening currently right now. So let's talk about some of those. So very first thing, I am sitting here last night, all-time high, having trouble sleeping, but let's go. Someone said, I just got a call from someone who knows a cousin, and she told me that the Middle East sovereign wealth funds are pinning the OTC desk to the wall and buying all available Bitcoin supply. There is not a lot of supply. So it has been trending down for a while, even since June. We started at almost 3 million Bitcoin on exchanges, and down at about right now, we're up at about $2 million. This has been trending down for quite some time now, right? So a big portion of holders are actually individuals. I think it's about, 60, 70%. And then we have all these huge institutions that have just been purchasing up all the Bitcoin. On Monday, when we had the pullback, I heard that when Michael Saylor went to do his purchase, what was Monday? Yeah, right here. You can see this pullback that I think it was Bybit maybe had to sell a bunch of Bitcoin to him. So the exchange went down. The price kind of pulled back from basically trying to liquidate a bunch of Bitcoin and to give it to him. And there's all these other wealth funds and companies that are putting Bitcoin on the balance sheet. If I go over to my stock sheet over here, there's a lot of them. I don't even have all of them on here, but like Simler Scientific is buying a bunch of them. There's this new company in Japan that's just been going up ridiculous. What is the name of them? Let me look that up real quick. Yeah, here we go. What is it? I can't see it. MTPLF, Metaplanet. Look at this ridiculous chart on the daily. So it started going parabolic about right here, and we are up about 250% in literally a matter of 3 days. Now, I think this is a Japanese company, and the Japanese stock market the bond yields are just increasing like crazy, meaning, kind of unhealthy for the economy. That either means that Japan is going to have to start increasing inflation and printing money, or basically have their currency continue to collapse. So yeah, that's what we got going on over there, which is quite interesting. Now let's look at some other catalysts that are going to continue making this happen. So another thing is the fear and greed is only at 72. So once you get up above 90-ish, that maybe we're a little bit of a too extremely greedy, and you might see some pullbacks. But you can see, when we came up into these greedy levels before, this happened about October 16th, and then we got up here about November. So almost a month of up, and it still stayed in pretty much greed and extreme greed all the way until January 6th-ish, and then kind of dumped down a little bit. So we can stay in the greed a lot longer than people really consider. If you if you don't remember, if you already forgot, I mean, back in March and February, we were down here to some of the most fearful times we can ever be. So another interesting thing is the search terms for Bitcoin and crypto are barely now just ticking up for the first time. So here is our 5-year, you can see our 4-year cycles. This is the last 5 years. And you can see in 2021, we came up here. These pretty much correlate perfectly with the top of Bitcoin. And you can see this is 100% of the search volume in this time frame, right? And now we're at literally 25%. So when this starts creeping up and gets really high, when we start making all-time highs for a very long time, that is going to be a good time to sell. And my price targets, as I said, are about 218, and that's for this year. That is for this year. So if you go to into the cryptoverse and you look at basically the rate of return after the halvings, these are the different cycles. Cycle 1, this was whatever, 2012. This is 2012. You have the 2017 cycle, which is 2, halving cycle 2, and then the halving cycle 3 is 2021, and then now the 2025. Okay, so we could easily be catching up here. We were kind of deviating for a while. We were kind of following the 2017 cycle, which is an amazing cycle. I mean, look at this. It got up to 27 times your rate of return, which is insane, right? So right now we're at 1.65, and I expect this to keep climbing. We can definitely start going extremely vertical, and we haven't seen any of the blow off tops yet that we normally see. That's why for the last 6 months, I've been saying, you know, the top is not in, and it will be coming sometime this year. Another thing, if you go look at into the crypto versus risk metrics, you can see we almost always get to, so the first cycle, we got to basically 1. The second cycle, we got to 1. The 2021 cycle got cut a little bit short. Now, you know, that was right after COVID, and there was a lot going on at that time. So that one got cut a little bit short. Is it diminishing returns, or did we just get stopped early because we kind of had this almost double top, and we didn't really get the extreme blow off top that we saw the other cycles? Maybe this time we get that extreme blow off top and we hit 1. If we hit 1, that is a price of $249,800. So that would be a very bullish target. And we could even potentially pass over that. I'll show you some other things that are happening and some other price targets. But, you know, in this cycle, we topped out about 0.92. So that's about 219,000, which correlates pretty good with my prediction that I have had for, I think, a year now, of 218,000. I think I first started making videos on a separate channel about a year ago and said that I'm predicting $218,000 by that October date that I was showing right in here. So this is still my standing prediction from, I don't even know, a year and a half ago. So this is my prediction there. And then coming back down here to, I don't know, 68,000. It says potentially 50,000. I just don't think we're going to get back to 50,000. And it depends on how high we get, right? I might have to adjust some of these curves. This is just basically a logarithmic chart and, you know, charting through all of these. So it'll be really interesting. But let's look at some other catalysts that are just going to potentially just pump this price to ungodly levels. Saylor tells Saudi state media that their government's $1 trillion sovereign wealth fund should be used to buy Bitcoin. That would be ridiculous. That would be absolutely ridiculous. And here's the supply shock that we're talking about. Basically, exchanges went from about 3 million down to 2.6 million. I'm sure this ebb and flows with the cycles going up and down. And then here's another one, the Bitcoin stock to flow model. A lot of people say this guy's crazy when he posts this, because this is saying that, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a $500,000 price prediction, and he says $500,000 plus or minus $250,000. So that means the price is going to at least $250,000 to $750,000. That would be insane, and it could happen, especially if we start going through some hard times, if we start going through a recession. If you've noticed, the stock market was kind of collapsing yesterday. So if we go look at the regular stocks, I mean, a lot of stocks were down yesterday. The S&P 500 was down a lot yesterday because the bond yield has been going up like crazy. If we go I think I should have it over here. If we look at the 10-year yield, it's just been accelerating for the last couple of days. And this will basically force the Fed to start buying some of these bonds back to lower the yield rate. And it will also mean that they will most likely be cutting rates. So as soon as the Fed starts cutting, I think Jay Powell said he was going to cut potentially up to 5% from 5.5%. So that's a 0.5% Fed interest rate. That does not mean mortgage rates will go down to 0.5%. Technically, the lowest we've seen so far in the bond, in the 30-year mortgage rate was about 2.64%. So I would love that because I'd love to refinance my home. I have about a 6.5%-ish interest rate on my house right now. So, and then what we'll see is we'll see the Fed start printing again. If I go, let me clean this up a little bit. But if I go here, you can see it is starting to curl up, and we're at the all-time high for the Fed balance sheet. And I mean, this is just the M2 money. So this is actually just the US dollars, not really the Fed. I think this is the Fed balance sheet right here. Yeah, here we go. So they've actually been lowering it, right? And you want this to be going up. As soon as this turns around, that is called quantitative easing. And that is what we're really looking for. And that will also start propelling these altcoins to some big numbers. You can see right now, we have been going up and up and up and up, but we've made a lower high for now on Bitcoin dominance. Once this starts falling extremely quickly, you can see if we go to like the monthly chart here, we should get a couple months of alt season. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. So we usually get about 5, 6 months of alt season. And this is usually after Bitcoin starts to top out. So what we'll see is, let me just grab something. If you go to here and we do like a bar chart, for example, draw something like this. This is just the last pullback that we had. So if we enlarge this and we put this at the top here, right? If we do something like this and we pretend that this is something like this, we could see something easily like this here, up to about 200K. If we go look at some of like this bull market right here, we're at this kind of acceleration phase. Even here is kind of even a better example, right? So we're kind of like, this was maybe that dip right here. I don't know. Let's see what this one looks like. If we go like this to here, this is a beautiful blow off top from the 2017 cycle. So if we drag this all the way back to our current state here, let me, okay, if we drag this over here, let's see what this looks like if we kind of overlay something like this. I mean, this was the ridiculous phase though. I mean, this was the 2017. This is actually when I got into cryptocurrency for the first time. So if we kind of line up like this dip here, something like that, we could easily see something like this would be, it looks ridiculous, but it's not totally ridiculous, right? 250K, that's in the range of the into the cryptoverse estimate to the plan B estimate, the stock to flow model. So we could see something absolutely insane like this. You can see right now we're going pretty parabolic. So we could easily see something like that. And if we go do that again, the bar chart from just even this pullback to the top right here, and look at that one right there, we could see something very similar to this. Now this is just an example. Of course, it's not gonna look exactly like this. Oh God. I didn't have that locked. There's our Fibonacci right there. So if we go like something like this, all right, match something kind of like that. And this is an easy way that we could propel to about 200K. Again, this also coincides with the 3.618 on the Fibonacci from this pullback. So we could easily see something like this. We could easily hit 200K. I will not be selling all my Bitcoin this cycle, this year, but I will be selling all of my altcoins. So I have a lot of altcoins that I've been accumulating: Ethereum, Solana, Sui, AVAX, ENS. I have even some XRP still. I got rid of a lot of my XRP already. I sold it about $3.30 or something like that, and because I bought it around $5.50. I have a lot of Litecoin, and Litecoin is finally now considering pulling out of this bull flag here. You can see we kind of rejected off the top of it, but this one is going to continue to pump up, and I think we're going to see some massive numbers this year. There's a lot going on, and we're going to start seeing some supply shocks. We're going to start seeing a bunch of different things happening. I think we've had 2 or 3 states already approve Bitcoin strategic reserves. The US has not even announced that they're going to buy some, and that would be a huge bullish catalyst as well. There is some talk about them maybe revaluing their gold stores, or maybe even selling some for Bitcoin, and that would be absolutely insane. And again, no one is even here. Retail left, you know, they came in about whenever this is, November-ish, right? About the election time, retail came in and was pretty hot and heavy with purchasing altcoins and all sorts of things, and it was doing very well. And then, you know, ever since January 20th, it's just been selling off, and basically retail, all of us, the guys that don't do this professionally, are out of here, right? And they're just now finally piquing their interest in the last, 7 days here? Yeah, we got a spike here on May 16th. What happened on May 16th? What does May 16th correlate to here? May 16th. That's just a random day when we're getting close to the top. That's interesting. I don't know. Something must have happened on May 16th. I wonder what that is. That'll be interesting. Anyways, that's going to be pretty much it for the video. I'm looking for some extremely high price targets here. If you do want to do any leverage trading, I have a bunch of links below to BYDFi, to Bitunix, and BTCC if you want to try any leverage trading. That is the best way to support the channel. So feel free to use those links below. You get a very nice discount on fees, and you get some one-time bonuses for depositing onto those exchanges. All three of those are legal pretty much everywhere in the world, including America, and they are very safe and tried and true. I've been using all three of those for some time now. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and welcome to Euphoria. We're going to start getting there. We're still not quite there, so it's going to be amazing. I'm really excited, and that's going to be it for the video. Have a great day, everyone. If you enjoyed it, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment below. What's your price target? What are you waiting for? And what are your biggest holdings? I'd love to hear what you guys are buying and holding. And that's it for the video. Have a great day. See you guys.